Big or small, libraries matter. In addition to the wealth of books and information housed within them, they are often the cultural and social centers for communities big and small. Today, we visit just a few of the hundreds of libraries in our province. Holy smokes! Look at this. I just wanted to quickly check out how many libraries there are in Saskatchewan. Look at this. You know what? Let's make a game out of this. You know that jelly bean in a jar game? Guess how many jelly beans? I want you to see if you can guess at home how many libraries there are in Saskatchewan. Don't tell me now. Just keep it in your head and we'll revisit that a little bit later on. Welcome to another edition of Max TV Magazine. I'm Brad Grass, and if you haven't guessed it by now, today's episode is all about libraries. So let's kick off the show with our first visit to Weyburn. The library there has books. Oh yeah, they got books. They got ebooks. They got magazines. They've got movies and so much more. Check it out.
So right now we are in the Weyburn Public Library branch of Southeast Regional Library in Weyburn, Saskatchewan. I help to oversee our network of branches around the entire southeast corner of the province. We have a population of 102,750 people. We serve 144 municipalities and 13 First Nations communities. Libraries are vital to small communities because in many cases we're one of the last services that exist in some small communities. You know, in places where rural Saskatchewan is shrinking, they're sometimes losing their population, or their school is in danger of closing or may have already closed, or businesses and services will leave town. And public libraries don't do that. We stay in the rural communities. It's important for small communities because we're one of the last services that the residents of small communities have.
It's hard to pick just one thing here that I love, and I think that's why I love this job, because every day is so different and you can offer so many things to so many different people. In the 9 years I have been here, libraries have changed. I mean, we're changing every day. It's always evolving. Technology has become a big part of society and public libraries as a whole. You know, both of our two city branches, Esmond and Weyburn, by the end of September will have their own 3D printers for people in the public to use. We have just launched virtual reality headsets so adults can come in and do virtual reality on a PlayStation. I mean, these are things we didn't think of before.
One thing that has really taken off for us is our makerspace kits. And so these are STEM kits, science, technology, engineering, and math. And it allows people to imagine, to discover, to explore, to create things on their own. And we move these around our region to small town Saskatchewan where they wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to get to these, and they have been going very well. People have been taking these kits out and using them an awful lot and really enjoying them. And we've had wait lists for them. And so that sort of interest in those STEM type of activities is really blossoming in our culture today. And I'm proud to say that the library has been able to be a part of that and bring that to rural Saskatchewan, a place that wouldn't normally have those sorts of things.
We have books, and there are a lot of people that read, and you know what, reading comes in different forms. We have patrons in here that, you know, don't love a ton of words on a page, so we have graphic novels or we have comic books. We have something for everyone. If you don't like reading, we have books on CD so you can listen instead of read the print. We have a lot of different resources for those to still be able to get the story and information that they need.
Libraries are still relevant because we're such an adaptable community service. You know, 20 years ago or 25 years ago when the internet was first coming out, everyone predicted, well, that would be the end of public libraries. But it's been 25 years later and we're still here. We just incorporate changes in technology and in the culture and in society and in what people want, whether it's more DVDs or more books, or they want streaming or want ebooks. We just adapt and we change with the times, we change with what people want. I think it's really our people, the patrons and people of Saskatchewan value what they get out of a public library. They value that you can continue adult learning here. They value it's a place to take your kids. They value that you can get items for free. So I think we're here because people want us to be here and because they see the public library as representing something that's sometimes the best in our community, you know, our democracy, our education, our freedoms. You know, the public library embodies those things and people still value them.
joining us right now is the president of the Saskatchewan Library Association, Michael Shires. Michael, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Brad.
Okay. Now, first, can you help our viewers answer that first question we posed at the beginning of the show? How many libraries are there in Saskatchewan?
Absolutely. The total number is 1,078 libraries. It's a lot of libraries.
Now, you are the president, so can you tell us a bit more about the SLA and maybe something unique about it?
Right. Well, SLA was established in 1942, so we are celebrating our 75th anniversary this year. So we're really proud of that. We are funded by SaskCulture Sask Lotteries, and that's unique of any library association in Canada. We're probably second biggest in terms of funding after Ontario. So we have a large office staff, and we provide a lot of programs and services to our members and indirectly to the public.
Now, you said you turned 75 years old this year, right?
Yes.
So that's a lengthy period of time. You know, you can see that in some of the architecture of some of the libraries. Like I'm thinking of the one in Moose Jaw.
Yes.
Gorgeous, gorgeous architecture when
It
you walk,
is.
and when you walk inside as well.
Yes.
But the beauty of that, in fact, we're going to take you there right now because what's inside is very progressive. They have an incredibly vibrant programming selection that's available to the entire community. Check it out.
When you first walk up to our library, you see that it's kind of a fantasy library. We have this gorgeous historic building. You come inside and we're full of beautiful marble. We've got those beautiful tall bookshelves that are just stacked right to the top with every book that you could ever dream of reading. And it's an amazing space to work and learn and study and create. But it's more than just books on the shelves. It's more than just comfortable study spaces. This library is all about serving its community. We follow the lead and the needs of our community. Our programs, they start from the littlest toddlers and they go up to the most golden of seniors, and we're here for our community for every step and every stage of their lives. Our programming here at the library, it starts right with babies and toddlers. That's a program where mums and dads bring their little guys to participate in rhymes and songs, and they pick up those building blocks that lead to strong literacy skills later on down the road. And then we've got programs for middle years, teens, seniors, and in every one of our programs, the goal is to kind of surprise and delight our participants and to open doors for them that they might have thought were closed in the past. So whether, it's maybe technology, or maybe it's print literacy, or maybe it's nutritional literacy, we offer programs and services and resources that are helping people to gain new insights into their own abilities and their own capabilities. These days, lots of people, they say that they don't read, or maybe they just, read things on their phone on the internet. But we're more than just books on the shelves. We're services, we're connections. We build things in the community that are bigger than our buildings. What the coolest fairy tale of our time can teach us about Buddhism and relationships. We are a community-led library, so that means that we are constantly looking out for and listening to the interests and the needs of the people in our community. So, we are committed to doing a community engagement study where we learn about the passions, the needs, the woes, the concerns of everybody in the community. We want to hear everybody's voice so that when we decide on new directions that the library can take, when we want to invest in a new program or a new resource, we want to make sure that we're getting the things that the community actually wants, not just the latest hot library technology, but things that are meaningful and will be helpful. And our goal here is to have the entire city buzzing about the library. We want everybody to come in and know what your resources are, what you have access to, and to celebrate that it's free and it's awesome.
I'd like to introduce you to Judy Nicholson, who's the Executive Director of the Saskatchewan Library Association. Hey, Judy.
Hi, Brett.
Now, Judy, has been to pretty much every library in the province. Maybe you can tell us some of your fondest memories.
First of all, not 1,078 of them,
Oh.
but quite a few. Through Regina, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, Watrous, Davidson, many more, including the Pax Noir PNLS headquarters in La Ronge.
Wow.
Which was a really neat trip, yes. The Saskatchewan Library Association, our mandate is to support these libraries in some of their programs. One of our long-standing programs is the Saskatchewan Library Week, which occurs in October 15th to 21st this year. It's coming up. We've just distributed about 1,500 posters across the province in both French, English, and this year some of them are in Cree. We also support that program with grants to libraries, and also we have a Book Spine Poetry Contest which runs, it's an online contest, and the last couple of years we've had over 1,000 entries to that too, across all age groups, and they're really cute. So that's something that we'd urge people to look up and go to their public library and find out what they can do.
What strikes me is the library is not just a place to go and read. Well, yeah, you can do that, but there's so many activities and programs available to everyone.
That's right.
Just like in Watrous and Lake Manitou. The Watrous Public Library is literally a hub of activity, not just for the locals, but for the tourists too. Check it out.
I've been here since 97, I think, 1997, 20 years. And they're my favorite working years of all my life. Wheatland region is the one we belong to, of the regions in Saskatchewan, and we call it One Library, Many Doors. Started in 1948. There was a move. Two energetic ladies decided that this town needed a library, so they went through the process gathering 400 names, canvassing, and they worked through all the process till they had donations of books given, they had money given, they did fundraisers, which we still do to this day. We have all kinds of patrons. My favorite is one, she's in her early teens right now, came in carried as a baby, and she couldn't keep her eyes off me. And finally, as she became a toddler, she'd come in, the little eyes would peer over the counter. And then as she got older, she wanted to come and sit on my lap and help me work. She didn't want to come and look for books, she wanted to help the librarian. So as she grew older, and I see her down at the pool, and we have a giggle together. And I make some long term fans and friends through the library here. And I find that the mothers that come with their children and help pick out books are the ones that really do well in school. Their reading keeps up during the summer and they're ready for school again in the fall, having not lost any of their abilities. We have had tutoring in English here. My other staff, Brandon, is coming. He's tutored a Russian gentleman in the English language.
One of the incredible things about the Saskatchewan library system and through this interlibrary loan program is that as citizens of Saskatchewan, for free, we have access to this huge array, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of books on a huge array of topics. So, you know, like these were books that when I was a child, these were the funniest thing in the world. We used to kill ourselves laughing to these crazy Robert Munch books and his crazy voices. So it's really cool to be able to share that across generations, and the kids are still coming in today, and that their parents are taking out these books and I assume reading to them in silly voices and getting that laughter. It's such a neat thing. And when you look at the online system, like what the Saskatchewan library system provides to patrons through its online resources, it's extraordinary. There are quite literally like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of ebooks and audiobooks and different resources that are available just at the click of a button, and they're there for free. They're there for all of us because it's something that we all contribute to. And when you think that it's just a few dollars from each of us every year that makes this possible for all of us to have this incredible wealth of knowledge, this incredible wealth of opportunities right there at our fingertips. You don't even have to come into the library to get a lot of that stuff. It's just there available to you. You just go on, sign in, and click the button, and the next thing you know, you're whisked away into a world of this or learning about that. And so I just think it's, I feel really privileged and really blessed to be able to be part of the library and to be able to be of service to this, in this way, to the community. I just love that it provides service to the community, right? It's like, It's not about making money. It's about something that we can all share in together. It's an expression of our collective self, and it's something that we have come together, we've pooled resources together, and we've produced something that through our collective contributions, through our community, we've created something that all of us can draw upon, that all of us can gain benefit from, and especially some of the people who are in the most difficult circumstances, people who don't have a lot of opportunities, people who don't have a lot of money. They can use the library as a resource to help them forward their lives, move forward in their careers, or just find a comfortable place where they can relax and spend some time on a hot day or a cold day.
We've learned so much today about libraries right here in Saskatchewan. I should mention one of my favorite things to do is first thing in the morning, I take my card, log in, get the digital newspaper, and enjoy my cup of coffee. There's so much you have access to.
Yeah, that's right. And with your library card, this is my Regina Public Library card, you can access a plethora of databases, including, it seems to be Brad's favorite, it's called Press Display. That has access to all the major newspapers published in the world. So with your local public library card, you can access major online resources, streaming music, audiobooks, journals, physical books, DVDs. It's a great resource.
Yeah, magazines, all kinds of great stuff. Yeah. So someone watching at home, if they want to know more, they want to go online, where do they go?
The best place is sasklibraries.ca. That's a homepage that you can drill down to find your local library. And there's also the Saskatchewan Library Association's website called saskla.ca, and there we have all of our social media feeds. Check us out.
Yeah, there you can also find out, like we mentioned before, all the activities coming up, all kinds of great stuff.
Yes, all of our programs, Saskatchewan Library Week, yes.
So much more than just reading books. Go to your local library. They're easy to find. There's a lot of them around, and there's so much to do. We've got to thank you once again for letting us be here today.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks a lot. Appreciate
and thank you for joining us on another edition of Max TV Magazine. Until next time.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on Max TV Local On Demand, write us at max.local@sasktel.com.